on that as well. Thank you.
Do you want to?
Well, thank you. Yeah, you know, I've long been a fan of John's work, and you're absolutely inspirational to sit here and listen to him. The passion and compassion that you have in relation to the people on the ground that you're dealing with, in such a, you know, an important and strategic way, with the work that you carry out on a humanitarian level, is absolutely phenomenal. And my apologies that I didn't get to hear the presentation. I was at another meeting. I'm not a member of this committee, but I wanted to come in to hear some of the work. And Deputy Darragh O'Brien, as a member, had contacted me too, because I knew it was an area that I was interested in. And it's, you know, it's certainly refreshing to hear on a number of different levels, both the impact of Irish aid and the fact that it is so well monitored. And I have seen some experience of that myself, so I certainly would add to that. And also the fact that Ireland, for the small country that it is, that the work that we can carry out is very much appreciated and held up to a very high standard. Accountability, as you say, is hugely important in terms of where our funds go, and to make sure that we have the optimum impact for the money that is spent. I suppose just, you know, bringing it back maybe a little bit to the Irish record in relation to the current crisis in relation to refugees and the migration crisis. And as you know, in the government, in the Oireachtas, we passed a motion, must be 8 or 10 months ago now, that we would bring in 200 unaccompanied minors, those that have been left devastated, without family, without country, without any support. To date, there are only 4 here, and that's hugely regrettable. And I think it's a really poor indictment on the government, and also the fact that it was agreed that we would take 4,000 refugees in from the current Syrian crisis. And to date, there's only 760 that we have taken in. 241 of these are refugees, and 519 under the resettlement mechanism that's there. So it's a very slow pace that we're moving at. And certainly I believe, and my party believe also, Fianna Fáil, that we need to do far more in terms of bringing the refugees and those that we can resettle into the country, and making sure also that the conditions are there for them, that schools have the appropriate places and can give the appropriate support for these people who are absolutely fleeing, you know, from their homes, carrying nothing but the shirt on their back, taking hugely arduous journeys, and many of them not surviving them. And I'm always conscious that while those, you know, in the LE Etna, they did a wonderful job saving people in the Mediterranean and have been awarded medals, but, you know, we need to do far more than just pulling people from the Mediterranean. As a country, we absolutely need to step up and do so much more on a humanitarian level. I do accept what you were saying about, you know, the political side of it is different. The conflict resolution is completely different, and it's a huge part of the story that we have. But on a humanitarian level, as a country, we absolutely should and need to do far more. Chair.
Thanks, Deputy O'Loughlin.